It's not really 8:30. You know that, right?
Toilet paper, 8:31. Paper, I'm out of toilet paper. It's my corona. I need toilet paper, toilet paper, toilet paper. I'm out of toilet paper. It's my corona.
Got to make a grocery run. Well, that sounds fun. Why am I out here risking my life? Corona, where's a got?
Hello, welcome everybody. I have no idea, and I would like to just say I am not responsible for that song. Have no idea. I didn't ask for that one, so that's all Doug. Doug, are you there? Where are you, man? You're always talking my ear off.
I'm here.
Oh my God, you are so loud. It's like I'm talking to the devil and the pearly gate guy in one. It's like I am your God. You are so loud.
Is it like God?
Something like that.
And it's warbly, which is kind of how you sound, but I
don't know. I didn't like the way it sounded yesterday.
You are so loud in my headset that it's like I'm going to be dreaming about this in a bad way for like 5 days. I'll be crying.
Yeah, I don't.
Please, man, please. And I did turn you down, but if I turn it too low, okay. Anyway, forget our issues. Okay, so hi guys, we have a lot of issues. We're True Rock Revival, and I hope everybody's okay. Let me first pause here because Kreig was so nervous about our sound. We had a little mishap. How are you doing now? Are you okay?
I'm feeling great.
Do you think you can do the show okay?
I think I can do the show.
Can you calm, do some meditation?
Can't promise that.
Do you need to take a breath or anything, or
I think I need some melatonin.
Didn't you try that and it didn't do a thing? It was like throwing bullets at a bull.
Yeah, you told me that it was
throwing them, not shooting
you told
them.
me that I should throw it, not swallow it.
Yeah. Well, I don't tell you how to do anything because you won't
then
listen.
You told me to use it as a suppository.
You don't listen. I don't tell you how to do anything. You don't listen.
Well.
Okay, we love each other anyway.
So glad you live at that
now
house.
listen, being home, I want to just make some little service announcement because we care. You guys know we're all about people and of course rock and roll. I want to first start out the night with giving you information for musicians and giving you information. If you're at home right now and you want to run out of the house screaming, the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, I am not kidding, is 1-800-273-TALK, as in 273-8255. Those of you out there who are some of us being home, we like it, and some of us don't. We might get stuck with things that we don't like, or maybe we're just alone in an apartment. I am talking to you. It is not fun to be in that situation where you feel lonely or suicidal or dark. So please, 1-800-273-TALK, which is 8255. That's 1-800-273, and that's 8255. And I'm going to keep saying that throughout the night. I can't stress how you will feel better. We are all in this together. It is such a tricky thing today. Me just driving out around town, it was like, oh my God, it was really stressful. So anyway, that's the first thing I want to say. Second thing, I don't know if you guys have seen this. I posted it on Facebook. Where am I supposed to look, by the way? Am I looking at the camera? Because I'm looking down here. I'm so bad at this. I really am. I always am. It's okay. See, don't you like how I do that to myself? It's okay. I think my dog's behind me on my butt. Is she? No, usually she is. Okay. So there are musicians funds available for you. And I'm going to tell you what they are now. Musicians, listen up. Those of you who are stuck home and your income sucks. And of course, all of us are trying to, everybody out there with the unemployment, you know how easy that is. So I'm being sarcastic. So please, Sweet Relief Musician Fund. It's called the Sweet Relief Musicians Fund. Sweet Relief Musicians Fund. If you're a musician or a music industry worker who lost 50% of your income, you are eligible to apply to the fund that is at Sweet Relief Musicians Fund. So,
I'd say everybody's eligible.
No, if you're not a musician, you're not going to go there.
Well, the musicians, I'd say.
Someone who just, no.
Right now.
What if someone is not a musician and they go there and they're not going to get it?
We're talking about musicians.
Okay, are you done?
Yes.
No, you're never done. Okay. Number 2, Musicians Foundation Fund. Okay, that is the U.S.-based fund for active 5-year musicians. So you will have had to have been employed for 5 years. And guess what? You're eligible to apply for a micro grant. I know that doesn't sound great because I hope it's not $5. I have no idea.
It's just written in little font.
It's small. It's a little piece of paper. Here. And the guy comes in, he has big fingers, and he's like, "Is this some joke?" Anyway, so you're eligible to apply for a micro grant, of course, online. All this is online, obviously. Just fill out the paperwork. Again, it's the Musicians Foundation Fund. And you fill out the paperwork, proving that your income, most of your income comes from working as a musician. There's an email on the page, and you just follow the information. Okay, so I'm gonna repeat that a lot tonight. So I'm trying to help you guys out. And now, in the interest of time, but I got to tell you a story. Because later on you guys are going to call in, and I want you to, because I'm struggling, because I think some people are telling me that was crazy. And then I was at Target. Okay, I want to start with, I haven't gone out much, which you can probably tell by my demeanor. So I've been in a lot, the kids, music, and everything at home. And I go to Target, and it's like my one time out during the week. So I was there this week. And I go past the dressing room. I saw a pair of really cool ripped denim shorts, which I love. And I'm like, I got to get those. And I go to the dressing room. I go by there. I go to, all right. So I go there, and I'm like, it says you can, and they have shopping carts blocking the dressing room. So even if I tried to sneak in, which is something I might do, not that I do that with things, but when you want to try on something and you're like, come on, even though you're saying it, are you really saying it? Is it posted that we're not allowed to for our safety, or are you just saying it? Okay, I wouldn't have done that, but I wanted to. So I'm there, and now, mind you, I'm going to explain the setup here. I'm in leggings. Okay, I'd like to say that I haven't worked out. I don't look sweaty. I look very clean with leggings, athletic wear. Okay, I was going to work out later in the day. So I go and I grab the denim shorts, and I'm wearing leggings. Okay, I got to say, I can't say that enough. I had to repeat that to a friend of mine 5 times. And I take the shorts, and I quietly look around. No one's around me. And I go and I put one leg in them, and I'm like, I got to try these on. No one's going to care. I have clothes. It's fine. And all of a sudden I hear, ma'am, for the protection of you and everyone in the store, you may not try those. And he's screaming it. He's 12 feet away. I turned beet red, and I just stopped. And at this point, I have one leg in the short, and I look over at him, and I was so shocked. Where'd this come from? And I looked at him, and the first thing that I got mad. First I got embarrassed, and then I'm like, I am so pissed. Dude. And I say to him, I whisper talk, but when you do the loud whisper, I'm like, you could come over here 6 feet and be 6 feet away and say it instead of screaming it 12 feet away. You know what I'm saying? We're all stressed here. And he's like, oh, well, I didn't know that I was that loud. He was so loud.
I have a solution.
I'm never trying shorts on again like that. Again, ever.
You could have avoided that?
Not do it.
If you'd have taken off the leggings first. He would not have had an issue.
You're so weird. What do you mean? I can't
taken
wrap
off
my
your
brain.
leggings right there, and then to go put on the shorts.
What are you talking?
He would have given you applause.
No.
I'm just confused with this whole story.
Why? Go ahead.
Just confused.
What part of it confuses you? Which
you
part?
left the house? You went to Target? Just the whole thing. I mean,
what confuses you about? The kids had supervision. They were with Kreig. What part? What?
You just felt in the middle of a pandemic that you needed to get a pair of shorts.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Let me explain. I was there for groceries. Okay. All right. And I had to pick up these eye drops for Kreig at the pharmacy.
Okay.
All right. So, I was actually being nice. I was providing for the family. I was I didn't just go there just to go. No. But wait a second, Doug. If a woman or anybody or a guy wants to get away and go to Target and it's open and you're doing the 6 feet away, actually, I want you to know, while I was waiting in line to purchase these items, and I never did get the shorts because I'm not going to buy shorts that I have to return, right? If I can't try them on, forget it. So I'm in line, and there's a woman behind me with a mask on, and she looked like she was 80, but you know how you can't tell when someone has a mask on? So I go, she's standing right behind me, breathing, she could almost, her cart was hitting my butt. And I turn to her and I say, actually, no, she didn't have a cart. Sorry, she didn't have a cart. She was that close. She's right near me. And I look, and I looked at her and I whispered because I don't want to freak her out. I was like, hey, you kind of have to back up. I don't mean to be whatever. But so she goes, okay, okay. She was a little confused, and she backs up. And then I said, I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but I just, I care. I don't. She's like, no, I get it. Sometimes I zone out. I get it. I was supposed to be further back. It's all good.
Okay.
Now my last story, real quick. Last story.
So we got to move on here.
Right. All right,
schedule.
all right, yeah, you're right, and I want to get to everybody, so let's do it. All right,
Yeah, okay.
you go, boy, you
All right.
go.
We've
It's
got
on you.
we've got a pretty great show tonight. We've got some pretty cool interviews. One of them we had to record yesterday because the gentleman that we interviewed, he's actually in London. That's Mick Burns with the band Feral Sun. Great band. You guys are going to be hearing a lot of them really soon. I promise you that. So we recorded the interview yesterday. We're going to play that in just a couple minutes. Later on, we're going to be interviewing Seth from the band Psycle. Cycle's another great band, hard rock band out of Rhode Island. So we're going to be interviewing Seth live, and hopefully he's going to be able to do an acoustic for us. And then a few minutes afterwards, we're going to go and interview. Well, we're going to speak to Heather Langley. Heather is in Alabama, and she is the owner of Plectrum Heaven, and she makes very cool rock and roll jewelry. And she has a pretty cool personality. I think you guys are going to enjoy this. So, Doug, if you want to take it away, we can go ahead and bring on Mick Burns from Feral Sun.
He's a lead singer, right?
He's the lead singer
All right.
and lead guitarist.
All right.
Here we go.
Come on, take my breath away. When I looked into your eyes, take away my hate and pain. Then you leave me to decide. And I feel it's over, 'cause I'm still holding on. And it seems it's over, 'cause I'm not breaking down. I'm not giving up on you, 'cause I'm not giving up this time.
Hello, what's up, Mick?
Hey guys, hey.
How are you?
Yeah, good man, good man. It's been a week, I tell you.
Everything here is a little crazy. Just got the kids out of the house, the wife out of the house, so I actually can hear what's going on. I don't know if you can you hear Doug also?
Hey, Mick, how you doing?
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, all
Doug's
good, man. All good. Yeah, just
right.
busy.
Doug's
22
I've
minutes
got
and 15
kids
seconds.
upstairs, and I'm also a manager at a school, and then I'm writing songs and all the rest of it. So yeah, it's busy.
22 minutes
Okay,
from now.
Excellent. So what else has been going on during this pandemic?
Oh, it's just so much, to be honest. We've been basically trying to record a song for the NHS over here, the National Health System,
Right.
all under lockdown. So we've done a fundraiser, which has, I think it's just about to hit the target of £1,000 raised for them, which was basically an acoustic version of our song Breathe, which then got onto a compilation album with 10 other bands. And yeah, it sounds great. It was all recorded on our phones and then sent over to our bassist, and he put it together, sort of done a bit of a mix, and then we sent that off, and it seems to have done well. So we're really thanks about that, and proud to have done a little, our part that we could do.
Can you
from
imagine?
home.
Can you imagine 6-7 weeks ago that you'd be recording music this way?
No,
It's
no.
absolutely insane. But you know what? Everybody's getting a new skill set.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm actually quite enjoying the fact of hearing people say, they picking up a hobby. They say learning to play guitar, or they're learning how to use a camera or whatever it is, doing courses online, and it's all these things that people have put off over the years. And suddenly they're going, well, hold on a second, let me pick it up and start doing something.
Yeah,
So
here.
the positive out of this really grim situation is people are actually doing something that they've always wanted to do. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, we're hearing a lot of that, but just from everyday people, that they're starting to do different things, that they're getting used to this. Some people I've spoken to, they're not even looking forward to going back to work. They're looking ahead to hopefully doing something a little different, or staying at home and working out of their house. Yeah. But so what's the mood like in London now?
To be honest, even going into the lockdown, the people weren't really listening. So there's been that conflict of people telling off other people, saying, come on, you've got to start listening to the guidelines. And then eventually, I think it's sunk in with, let's say 95% of the population over here. But there's still a few that we're still breaking the rules of going to the park and going to the beach and all the rest of it. So it's pretty calm. We actually thought it was going to be a bit more crazy, as it could possibly be over here. But it's been okay. But I think now it's, call it the honeymoon period is over, and I think people are now starting to get a bit edgy. All the people that have lost their jobs are obviously not able to get other jobs. So,
Right.
I really feel for them. And then you've got the ones that have been furloughed, which are now starting to get to the point where they might not have a job anymore. So it's starting, you can start feeling the tension grow. And you just don't know what's going to come after this. Even when we start moving again, we don't know what's going to happen. So
Yeah.
I guess it's just that uncertainty, along with the anxiety of possibly getting this virus, or
Right.
all the,
Yeah, I think with a lot of people now, the anxiety is more how they're going to survive financially during this. I think they're more concerned with that than they are with actually getting the illness. I think that's what we're seeing a lot. We're seeing a lot here.
So
Yeah,
London's still on lockdown?
Yeah. I think we might have some word on Sunday or Monday from the Prime Minister. Yeah, he did mention something about it, but it might be like a slight ease on the lockdown. So it's not going to be like, okay, everybody back out again. I work within schools, so there's a lot of talk of that they shouldn't be letting the schools back out again, because we're talking about millions of people all of a sudden in places which you could regard as venues, which are bigger than venues.
Yeah.
So if they're not going to let venues back with music, then why are they letting schools back? So there's a massive argument going on with that.
Yeah, they've already closed the schools here for the year, so.
Well, they should be doing the same. Or at least our school year, I don't know if it's how it runs over there by you, but our school year runs until July and then opens up again for September. So, I mean, it just makes sense for them to say, well, let's close until the new year, which is September, and then reassess before, they go back.
Yeah, it seems that
it just
that's
doesn't make
what's going
sense.
on here. Yeah, right now the schools are closed here. We still don't know what's going to happen for the next school year. It's just a wait and see situation. Over in where Doug and I live, in South Florida, over on the East Coast. Right now things are still closed down. We don't know when we're going to open up again, but we're just taking it day by day. And what are the rest of the guys in the band doing?
Basically,
And we lost him.
no, I think we got one guy that's unfortunately sort of been let go. One of the members straight away, he was let go, but
You mentioned that before.
he had online guitar tuition to fall back on, luckily. And then we had our bassist, who eventually got put on furlough, but he's fine, all healthy and all good. And then our drummer, Jay, who's basically self-employed, does drum tuition and working as a tennis coach as well. So, they're all doing their thing at home. I'm a key worker, or I'm not sure if you call it essential worker by you, but I'm working in the school as a site manager, and we're there to provide a service to the key workers, children, and vulnerable children. So there's that, and I also get to play a bit of music to them as well. So
So how are you doing that now?
What's that? At the school.
Right. How are you doing that now? Are you doing it all remotely? Are you doing it online?
No. The teachers are doing that online, and then I'm actually on site because I deal with the maintenance and the disinfecting of the school now. But it's only certain areas that we have, like the rest of the school has been cleaned and nobody goes there.
Gotcha.
It's very limited amount of kids. We're talking about between 5 and 15 at the most, of which their parents might be doctors or nurses or delivery drivers or whatever the case. Along with vulnerable children, we've also got autistic children that might need more support than they can be provided at home, or for this amount of time, let's put it that way. And then, we just try and keep them busy, try and give them some sort of a curriculum, but also, it is different. It's not the normal school, so there's a lot of play involved for them, and just to calm them down.
And about you, are you married?
Yeah, married, 2 kids. Just had a little one about a year and a half ago.
Oh, great.
It's full of life.
How's your wife feel about your music career?
To be honest, probably my backbone of the thing. Without her, I don't think I would have got as far as I have, because she's been a massive support. You know, financially as well. I mean, like, you know, there's a lot of money that goes into this constantly.
Oh yeah.
So, you know, for me to carry on doing what I'm doing, you know, sometimes it's coming out of family money. Sometimes, you know, over the years, we've hit major downfalls, you know, with, you know, as the music industry can be. We've had, you know, some nasty run-ins with people where we lost a bit of money. So she's been with me the whole way, you know, so that's fantastic. And yeah, I mean, I owe everything to her, basically.
Well, it's always good to have you know, somebody supportive like that, somebody that's, you know, somebody that's on your team, somebody so close to you. It helps out a lot. Yeah. So tell me.
And he loves music as well. I think that's the main thing. So
yeah, it is. So tell me about the band. How did all you guys meet?
Right. So this lineup is now about 2.5 years strong. It was unfortunate, after 9 years, we had 2 of the members leave due to financial things and due to family changes and all the rest of it, that they decided they were going to be leaving it. And it was such a shame. I mean, we're just about to do 2 campaigns. We just played with Puddle of Mud. We've just gone on board with a management company, and you know, they were just like, well, guys, you know, we'd rather do it now than, you know, after the second album that we were looking at recording. But it was like, really, right now? Oh come on. But it is, we had to respect the decision, and we knew it was going to be a long slug from there to either think that either the band's not going to make it back up again, or we're going to find 2 guys that's going to fill their shoes. And it took about 3 or 4 months, and it was like literally at the point where it was me and Jay that were still in the band, the drummer, and we basically said if we didn't find them by that April, which was another 3 months away or so, then we would probably just call it a day and just say, well, it's not meant to be then. And then literally within a week from that conversation, both of them sort of came at the same time, where we were holding auditions, and one popped up, the other one popped up, and we were just like, wow. And we held them both in separate auditions, and then the third audition after that, we just said, you know what, without even telling them, we just pulled them in together, just to, you know, almost a bit of a surprise. And we just thought, well, let's just see what it would feel like as a band. And it worked. Like literally, we had such a good feeling. Everyone sort of looked at each other and just said, yeah, this is it. I think this is the band. And since then, we've just been growing, you know, like it's been trying to find, first get them on board with the old songs from the debut album. And at the same time, we had a whole lot of new songs that were supposed to be on the second album that we were like, right, we want to get to those as quickly as possible, so that they feel that they are part of the band, not just covering somebody else's music kind of feel. But that's what it is. I mean, they did come into a band that has been around for a while, so they knew what they were going into. But yeah, no, it's fantastic. I'm glad to be continuing, you know, because you know, 2.5 years ago, I thought that was it, you know.
And so after the 2 new guys joined the band, how long was it before you guys started writing together?
To be honest, I mean, these guys are amazing. Like they pretty much, we asked them to get 3 songs down for the audition. I mean, we weren't like expecting them to get 11 tracks down. We were like, you know, get 3 songs down. We chose the songs. We were like, get those, you know, leads, you name it. We weren't too bothered about the leads like being played absolutely perfect, because I mean, like, you know, some of them are ridiculous, like in Evacuate, for instance. But they just both came in and smashed it. And then they were like, well, actually, can we play this song? And we're like, did you learn that song as well? It's like, okay, fine. And then we ended up playing 6 songs.
And all your songs?
Yeah, of our songs. And immediately we just went, these are the guys, you know, like they showed more than we asked them. They showed interest. Great guys. Because, you know, number one, other than them playing well, it was about, do we gel as a band?
That's important.
And the feeling that we had with the last band was that, you know, there was definitely like I mean, maybe all bands have that. I don't know, but it's like we were like a family, you know. Like we looked out for each other, brothers. You know, we supported each other in many ways, other than just the music. And we were looking for two guys like that, so not just somebody that can come in and you know, play better than Satriani, for instance. You know, because and then we won't be able to tour them because, you know, they just got like a big ego or something. You know, so but yeah, just amazing. Just it's all just worked well. And since then, we've just been growing, just trying to get through all the songs. We've written a few more songs, so I really feel like we're now a band again. There's no more like, oh, that was the old Feral Sun and this is now the new one. It's like this is Feral Sun.
Cool. Now, as far as you, when did you decide that you want to be a rock star? What was that moment, that aha moment? You know, this is what I want to do, or this is what I can do. You know, this is what I'm gonna do. When did that happen?
Well, to be honest, I was a massive Nirvana fan.
You were what?
Nirvana.
Okay.
So to be honest, I came out from listening to, thanks to my brother, I was listening to REM. Pink Floyd. He's 10 years older than me, so obviously I got all the thing. Rodriguez, I don't know if you know him, but like he's a folk singer, but like various kinds of music, even all the way through to Depeche Mode and, you know, these kind of bands. And then once I broke into my own scene, I started listening to Pixies, and all of a sudden I found an album called That I Blew Up America, which what's it, Pearl Jam and Rage Against the Machine and what's it? Is there Alice in Chains? It's been a while now, but yeah. So I got into that, and then all of a sudden Nirvana came into the picture, and I don't know what it is. It was just something that struck with me, as in that's the kind of music I would like to write. It was simple but effective. It was, you know, happy. The lyrics spoke to me. I was quite depro at that stage. I was about 16. I just started learning to play guitar. Not thinking that I was going to start a band. It was just like, you know, I just want to learn to play guitar. And it all changed from me listening to Nirvana to I unfortunately lost a friend that passed away. And then I thought, well, what can I do, you know, to honor her? And I wrote my first song. Very simple 2-chord structured song, which I still play nowadays. And from that point, I realized I wanted to be in a band. And my whole room was just filled with Nirvana posters. Any kind of clippings I could find out of magazines, it was on my wall. And I kept looking up saying, yeah, I want to do that. That's what I want to do. Be on a stage, hopefully one day be a Nirvana kind of band.
What'd your parents have to say about that?
From that.
How'd your parents react?
Yeah, I mean, I came from playing, just wanting to be a football star to music. So I guess they probably didn't take it as serious as that I was serious about it at that point. My dad was very sort of like the old ways construction. He was like, no, you know, football's not a life. And then when it was music, it was like, no, you know, it's not a career and you're going to need another plan and, you know, all the rest of it. So there wasn't that much support from my dad. My mom was amazing. She was always like, yeah, go for it. You know, whatever you want to do, just keep going, you know. So I had best of both worlds in that. So I took it from my dad's side as well, you know, like it's all true. You know, if I didn't have my job, I wouldn't be able to continue doing what I'm doing now. And hopefully, you know, we're still trying to keep the dream alive that one day I could be doing this full time. But at the moment, it's good, you know. So,
well, I think you guys are on your way now with the songs that you have out there. Blame is getting a lot of views right now. Just in the past week on YouTube, I checked that out earlier. You're just under 600 views right now. I think that's going to go up a lot more in the next couple weeks. So make sure you keep an eye on that.
That's amazing. Yeah, we've been getting such amazing reviews and feedback. I mean, we're actually blown away. I mean, I texted to all my friends first, you know, as you do, just to sort of get a feel for what people think of it. And also with the video, we thought, well, maybe it's a little bit too dark. But every single text, and I'm not even joking, like every single text was, wow, Mick, this is amazing. Like, I'm going to share it. And it was like, wow, that was bigger than our biggest song today, is Breathe, our ballad. And
Right.
I mean, we got great feedback, but we never got like that sort of like intensity of a response, you know. So we just trying to get it out there now in a bigger way, which is what we're trying to do at the moment. Obviously, this virus has thrown that out of the picture as well in terms of like playing live, you know, hopefully getting into a support slot, which we could try and boost sort of things around that. But it's been great. People have been really supportive. They've been sharing. So and then obviously the guys from Maverick.
Yeah,
and,
I was gonna just bring that up. How did you guys hook up? How'd you get together with Maverick?
Well, it's all started with Brian actually liking our Feral Sun page, and I always check in to see who's liked our page, no matter what. Like I'll always go back and as much as possible, also try and thank whoever's coming to like our page. And I happened to see you know, Maverick Apparel, message them. We started chatting about bands, and I realized that he actually liked the same kinds of bands, like Alice in Chains especially. You know, so we started having a chat, and then the next thing it was like, hey man, I want to get you guys on board this thing, and hopefully an endorsement. And obviously I was like stoked. I was like, wow, okay, that's amazing. But it's just grown from there as well. So you know, we just thought, okay, well, you know, we'll support them on this side and push their name as much as we can over here. And they'll do the same for us over there. But it's just grown, and they opening up a few doors over there. They're getting our music played over there, which is fantastic. We've been trying to do that for years. We've got a few plays through our radio plugin that we've done, but we would really like to get on a bigger scale because obviously our sound is more American rock than it is British.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're quite excited to see what's going to happen from here.
Yeah, I think things are going to start happening pretty quick once this plague is over with. But you know, on our end, we're going to keep on plugging. We're going to keep on promoting you through True Rock, through Bandivius, obviously through this live stream right now. This is going to be on tomorrow night during our live stream show. But real quick, tell me what's the most memorable show that you guys have had together? This lineup.
We unfortunately haven't played too many shows because
Okay.
we've been working on the writing and trying to get the band together.
Okay, you personally, what's the most memorable show that you've had?
Right, so I would say, I mean, we played a bigger show, which was Hot Rock Hell Festival, but the one that really means a lot to me was the one in London, where we supported one of South Africa's biggest rock bands, Prime Circle. I mean, it was just amazing. I had the family backstage. We had some friends that had some backstage passes. We ended up meeting a South African rugby legend backstage that was there to see Prime Circle, which was like just an added bonus. I mean, I've never played rugby or anything, but obviously we knew of him. It was just the whole night. I think just being able to go backstage, go back into the crowd, just the people that were there. We had an amazing set, and just the whole night was just brilliant from start to finish. You know, where you wake up the next day and you just go, yes, I want more of that. I wish every show was like that. You know, not to say that other shows are bad, but it's just like that. That was the one.
Cool. I think there's going to be a lot more like that coming your way pretty soon. But right now we're going to go ahead and wrap things up. Everybody, this is Mick Burns. He's the lead singer, lead guitarist with Feral Sun out in London. Well, since we're a little far away, we can't really fist bump. But hopefully we're going to get you here in the States when this whole thing's together, and we'll get together. We'll go ahead and fist bump, elbow bump, whatever we're allowed to do at that point in time.
Absolutely, yeah. Looking forward to it, man. Believe there might be a festival on the cards, or maybe a mini tour or something. So, yeah, definitely.
I think so, man. So
Yeah.
we will be in touch with you. Keep on putting the music out. As soon as you put out a couple new songs, make sure you go ahead and send them our way so we can go ahead and promote those also.
Will do. Absolutely.
All right, you take care. Stay safe.
Yeah, man. Be safe.
Stay corona free.
Nice one. Same to you. Have
All
a good
right, man.
weekend.
All right, we'll be in touch soon.
All right, man. Take care.
All right.
Bye now.
Thanks so much.
All right.
great from yesterday. That's
Can
really
you
cool.
turn me up a tiny bit, Ab?
No,
Just a tiny bit.
no, I have
Please.
control now. No.
Right
Can you
there.
hear
Thank
or
you
what?
very-
Can you hear?
Thank you. I can hear it.
Okay.
I can hear
All
you
right.
now.
So now, Kreig, take it away.
Well, we've got another special guest that's going to be coming on in a second here. This is
Seth.
Seth.
Yeah.
Seth Salois.
Mm.
He is the lead singer for the band Psycle there in Rhode Island, and
Style of music,
you
please.
guys are going to love
Rock.
love Psycle. Hard rock, great band, and they're another band that's sponsored by Maverick Apparel out in Orlando. Another great organization out there. You'll hear.
Are they on
we'll be
now?
talking about more about them later.
Doug, do we
But
have
let's
them?
bring on Seth.
Yes, that's on. You want him?
Okay. All right. Seth,
Hey,
where
Seth,
are you?
where are you?
Hey guys, how you doing?
There he is. How are
Yeah.
you,
What's
There I
on?
am.
Look at that. We finally meet in person, sort of.
I know we've talked a lot, so it's nice to be able to see face to face.
Yeah. How's everything going tonight?
It's good. We my bass player and his wife do a Facebook Live on Friday nights to have some
Okay.
fun and a little comedy and some beverages. So we were checking in with them early. They started at 7, so I told those guys that I'd be signing off to come on to hang out with you guys.
Great.
Oh, you're not playing anything. I thought you were playing something.
Oh, we're gonna get him to do an acoustic
You
song.
told me they were gonna play. Oh,
I'm gonna try. We'll see how the audio sounds.
Can you just sing
Okay.
something Acapulco for us? Okay. Well. Okay. Go ahead. Do
So,
your thing.
congratulations on the new video that was just put out the other day, "Changing Tide." Great song. Everybody that's listening, you got to check out Psycle, Psycle, on Facebook. Their new song, "Changing Tide," just came out the other day. There's a video to accompany it, and it is fantastic. It's really
We were so lucky. We've really got such a good family of people, and especially with the producer that we worked with him, Chris Paquette, on our EP that came out 2017. But the gentleman who did our past 2 videos, Nate Compton, he plays in a band called Elysium. They're a national touring band, but Nate does amazing work, and we started work with him on the first video, and what he did on this video for Changing Tide it blew away all of our expectations, and it really matched the song and the intensity and really what we wanted. So the feedback we've been getting is amazing, and I'm so glad that you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. How long did the video take to complete?
From the time, so we started, I sent them the music, and then I sent them some, a design for the single release, like the cover, and maybe 2 weeks tops, I'd say, for the video.
Not too bad. Not a bad turnaround.
Cool.
And tell us a bit about the band. What's going on with you guys?
Well, hopefully there would be a lot more going on besides, what we have right now. But right now we're in big PR mode. So we're trying to push everything for the album. The album's going to come out on June 12th. But we're, pushing both singles and just trying to get everything out to as much social media. And we have an amazing publicist that we've been working with that's been helping us get everything out. So we're kind of in that mode right now, but I can tell you, from all of us talking tonight, we're itching to get back together and start writing again. And, even when we finished the album, we were really on a good roll writing, and then everything kind of came to a scratching halt with the virus. So we're looking forward to getting back to that.
So did you guys have a lot of shows scheduled before the whole pandemic came about?
Yeah, we had some good ones. We had some playing with some really good bands that got pushed. One of them we were supposed to open for the band Lit in Massachusetts, and that got pushed to October. So thank God they didn't cancel it, because we were looking forward to that. And the venue that we're playing at is absolutely beautiful. It's an old bank that they redid the whole entire place. It's absolutely beautiful, and they have a lot of national acts there and stuff. So we were really looking forward to playing these songs from the album for people, because that's really kind of what we want to hang our hat on. And unfortunately, that kind of got pushed, and hopefully in the fall we can get out there.
Yeah, hopefully things start moving in the next couple months. If
Yeah.
not, let's just keep on writing and look forward to 2021, I suppose.
Yeah, I think the Facebook Live, I've been doing some Facebook Live stuff, every week or every other week, to do some acoustic tunes, either some covers and some original stuff. And just trying to pass the time with that and give people an hour or so, of some levity. to be able to give them some music. So that's been really great. But I'm always writing. I know the guys are always writing, and we send each other stuff through email that we record just to kind of work on. So we'll kind of keep those recordings, and we'll revisit those when we get together, with the four
Can
of
I
us.
ask, what are you guys using to record? Like,
So
what program do you like?
So we use, oh God, it's a digital 8-track recorder that we use. We also have the Zoom cameras that we use, the 4K Zoom cameras. So
cool.
we'll also put one of those up in the rehearsal space. So we'll have video of it. And then what we do is our guitar player has it's a Tascam. It's an 8-channel
Board?
digital recorder.
Okay.
And then so we'll record live, and then our guitarist Joe will cut up all the tracks, and he'll send us all the individual tracks. So we'll go back and listen to what we've been working on. It's funny because some of the songs that we wrote for the album were just little jams to warm up for practice. And we had riffs, and we'd go back and be like, oh, that was really good. And we'd go back and then we'd work on it. So that's been a blessing.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
So tell us a bit about yourself. Tell us, when you got started, when you got interested in music. I think everybody be interested in that.
Sure. So interesting. So my family was very musical since I was a little kid. My grandfather, he had 2 hearing aids from being in the war, used to sight read and played organ when I was a little kid. My mom always had albums playing. My mom and dad in the house. She'd be cleaning the house, and the windows would be rattling and cracking, and she'd have the Beatles on and Elton John and Queen. And I'm very blessed that I grew up on such amazing music, and my parents, especially my mom, really pushed that, which was awesome. So I was always big into athletics my whole life, and it wasn't until right before I got to college I picked up an instrument. And a quick story, funny how it started. So I used to run a coffee house. I'll help run a coffee house at my college. And we used to get, karaoke and comedians and stuff like that. So I was playing bass at the time, and I never sang it to a mic before. So I'm like, like 4 or 5 people show up at the coffee house. I'm just going to go and play a tune and see what happens. And I made the mistake of telling people, and it was a small college. And when I did it, the place was so packed that there were people sitting on stage with me.
Yeah.
And talk about a kid who at that time was still, kind of waiting to blossom and was very quiet. And I did a bass and vocal version of "With or Without You" by U2, and it was probably terrible.
Oh my God.
But I will tell you, the response that I got that night
Amazing.
solidified me going forward. It was the
There you
only thing I
go.
wanted to do.
So cool.
And that was incredible. Yeah, it was very cool.
Great story.
That was your aha moment.
Yeah, that was my I better start working to get a hell of a lot better than I am right now moment.
Did your voice crack?
It didn't, because I think I sang it so damn low. No one probably even heard me.
You played it safe, man.
Did you have an encore?
Well, I didn't have an encore that night, but what happened was it evolved over time where I went back and I did a Bush song because I was big into 90s grunge. And after that, I ended up getting a piece of garbage guitar that was out of tune and did some songs. And then it led to what became Psycle in college. And I was always a writer even since I was a little kid. So that came easy to me for some reason. I don't know why. So I just kind of adapted music into writing lyrics and the way I felt about things. And I was kind of off and running. It was good for me to have that outlet.
So what are you guys doing now as far as writing? I guess everybody is just doing their part at their own homes.
Yeah, the good thing about us is that it's kind of no holds barred when we write. There is literally no ego when we write. So we've had one of our songs on our EP. Our drummer came up from behind the kit and was like, "Give me a guitar," and he is an amazing musician. And he wrote the chorus and one of the main lines to one of the first singles we had in our last EP. So it's kind of it's open game. We get in a room, the 4 of us, and it's not you play your drum part and you play your lead guitar part. It's everybody invests in each part, and it's about the song. It's never about the ego or what I'm going to play. It's about servicing the song. And so we toss stuff back and forth, and my drummer will be like, "Hey, if you do this singing, why don't you try this?" And bass parts, and our bass player and my drummer will talk about parts and stuff like that. So we're constantly picking things apart and sending it to each other. So
cool. That's great.
So you ready to do
And
a
it
song for
works.
us?
How's my audio coming through for you guys? Is it okay?
Yeah. Why? Can you not hear us? You sound great.
I can
Clear
hear
as a
you.
bell.
Oh,
How's it sound, Doug?
that was my.
You're clear.
Doug, how are we
Doug?
doing?
How we doing,
I
Doug?
know you sound pretty good.
Doug, you gotta like rag on Doug. It's fun, and then like, and don't feel bad ever because when he comes to your house, he'll be like, "God,
I'm
your
hiding in
house
the
is
background.
nicer than I imagined it would have been." He says stuff like that, so never feel bad if you rag on Doug
Your
because he
house
gives
was
it
nice.
out.
I'm sorry. You had a
You're
nice
so,
house.
like you walk into my house, you're like, I didn't think you guys would live in a nice house. No, we live. I mean, like, why do you care? First of all, what does it matter where we live? You should care about us as spiritual people. Like, why do you care about where we live, man? Like, why you got to be like that? You're
Do
so
we have to-
shallow. I swear.
We have to get into this with a guest.
Yeah, we
You
do.
didn't have
Because
to.
he's spiritual, he's writing music. What do you think about that? Like, have you ever gone into someone's house and been like, "Wow, your place is cooler than I thought it would have been"?
I
You
thought
ever
it
said
was.
that?
I thought it was a little much when you went in Chris in both bathrooms. I didn't think you had to do that. Jeez.
You
And then
would.
knocking on the
Actually,
door. asking for
it was a
paper.
really, really cool sink, and I didn't have to aim too well, so it was cool.
No. It's always nice when you class up our place. Anyway,
Oh,
go
thank you.
on. We love talking to you. We're
Okay,
excited
how's,
that you guys are making music and handling this whole thing well. You know, we're loving your sound too. Not yours, Doug.
Oh.
Is.
So Doug,
They-
Doug, how's the sound coming through? As we're going to go ahead and have Seth try to do an acoustic for us. Douglas.
Where are you, Doug? Doug, get out of the
Okay, sorry.
bathroom, man.
There he
God,
is.
what are you doing? You're always like,
I
hello.
thought my mic was on.
Here we go. ADD.
No, he's
Yeah.
fine. No, you're good.
Okay.
I'm good. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Let me grab my acoustic.
Yay, music. Come on.
Yay. So what I'm going to try and do is see if I can hear. I'm going to take one earmuff off here and see if I can hear myself this way. So I'll play you guys our new single, Changing Tide, on this my lovely Breed Love guitar, which has been so good to me for years.
Can we see it? Hold your baby
Hold
up.
it up.
All right. So
Yeah,
she's
ooh,
pretty.
nice. Ooh, very nice.
So I've used I'm a big guitar snob. It took me a long time to really figure out a sound, and so electric stuff I use all Paul Reed Smith guitars, and my acoustic, the first main acoustic I ever bought was a Breed Love, and I ran into some the life issues where I had to sell it to pay stuff before, and I regretted it for so long. And then when I had an opportunity to buy an acoustic, I'm like, I'm getting a Breed Love, and I've written all the songs and everything I do is written on this acoustic, so it's been really good to me.
Cool. That's great.
So yeah, so I'll play you guys Changing
away.
Tide.
Let's hear it.
Absolutely. All right, let's get into it here. If I can remember how to play it, right? There you go. Hold the line and believe in your creation. Make the climb, never needing their ovation, and face down the storm that will eat you alive. And I'll never give in, I'll never give up this fight. You can face the winding road in the changing tide. Now, yeah. And kill the lies as it fuels the same frustration. Live your life as we breathe the elevation. Break down those walls that you keep to survive. And I'll never give in, I'll never give up this fight. You can face the winding road in the changing. All the time. changing tide. It's never a sin to follow the fading light. You can face the winding road in the changing tide. You can face the winding road in the changing tide.
Yeah. Woo! Love it.
Thank you.
I love the changes. Like some of those
that's
changes
great.
that you don't expect, but they
That was
just
great,
sound
Seth.
beautiful. Wow.
Cool. Thank you so much. It's funny with that song and a lot of the songs in the album is it's funny how it comes up when you're writing it. You all of a sudden you start to go down the rabbit hole, and you got to kind of figure out how deep should I go down the rabbit hole of keeping it within the context of the song. And we're lucky that we have 4 guys that really look into that kind of stuff when we're writing and to service a song. So it's funny when you play it and you hear stuff like that, you go back to when you're writing it and you're like, I remember when we did that,
That's
So thank you so
cool.
much.
That's so nice. I love it. That's great. Thank you. Wow, that was nice. So what okay,
Yeah.
now we want to talk about the band. Go ahead.
Yes.
Tell us about
The
the
members.
other guys in the band.
Who are they?
All right. So our bass player, Mike Kaz. So Mike and I met. I played in a band for a couple of years when Psycle was taking a break. And Mike and I played a New Year's Eve show together. He was in the band that was headlining. And we became good friends about 5 years ago. And when we kind of put this lineup together in early 2016, Mike was, I was like Mike right in my head. Mike had, they kind of, the other band he was in wasn't playing anymore. So I grabbed Mike and we were so excited to have him. My drummer, Jay and I have been playing together for 16 years. Jay was the second drummer that we had. We ended up going to the studio when I first started, and Jay was in another band, and he ended up doing tracks for us in the studio because our drummer left, and he loved the music. And Jay and I have been close friends for like over 16 years now. So it's
So you met
it's a
when you were
blessing.
like 12? Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
Yeah.
We met when we were around 12 years old, maybe pushing
Wow,
13.
that's so
I mean, I don't
Perfect.
want to age myself at
You
all.
liked each other's
know?
bikes, like you're just hanging out, talking on the
He had
road.
he had a really sweet Huffy. I'm telling you, right? Awesome, right?
Hey man, you gotta love a good Huffy,
Right?
or a Huff and
So our guitar player Joe, I call Joe the greatest Craigslist find in the history of time.
There you go.
So I was looking for a guitar player, finding someone who was going to fit with what we wanted to do, and I came across Joe as the first ad. I called him. We talked on the phone for like 2 hours, and I remember us having the conversation saying, if we want to write as a band and be an original band. We want to try to write our version of 10 by Pearl Jam, which now let me just say that that's impossible, but being able to be on the same wavelength of that and have that appreciation for how a full album from front to back, nothing filler.
Great.
Every song has is almost like its own album.
Yep.
We were just speaking each other's language, and it was like immediate when we got together.
You
And
could literally like loop that for an entire. It's just so great. Like I could listen to that for hours. I just love it.
it takes you,
It's an art piece. It's a piece of art when it's like that.
it's a journey, and
Yeah.
it sounds cliche saying that, but it really does.
No.
It sets such a like an emotional journey for all those songs, and you can really feel where Eddie and the band were coming from in those songs, and we wanted to really portray that in our music. And I hope we've done that, and I can't wait for everyone and you guys to hear the whole album,
You can't
because
either.
we're very excited.
Yeah.
Good.
When's the album going to be out? What do you think?
June 12th, the whole
Beautiful.
album will be dropping. So we'll have a third single with that that'll be coming out with the album, but the whole album will be out the same day on the 12th.
Okay, I'm going to make sure that we jot
On your
we
web.
put some notes
So
down about that.
now what are the avenues that you're gonna throw it out there?
So everywhere.
Okay.
So the good that we did. So on the website,
YouTube,
everything. I built a website, and what I wanted to do is, from talking to a lot of people in the industry and how to do things and get the people, is before you even get into the website, on the intro page, it's got every link. So you could literally go there and close your eyes and just click on a link,
Yeah, that's
and it's going to bring you to everything we have. So we'll have it everywhere.
Excellent. Thank you so much for being here. We really enjoyed your song and just talking to you. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm so grateful for your help and being a part of what you guys do, being a part of the
Absolutely.
Maverick family,
Yeah,
Brian and
you're
Jesse
great.
and all those guys.
Yep. You want to shout out to more? Just tell us now. Who else do you want to give a shout out? Anybody? Or you?
My family, my beautiful wife is here. My son's sleeping, but I want to give a big shout out to the guys in the band. We haven't seen each other in a while, and it's such a blessing. This music, after 2 years of writing, is coming out, and it's really a product of us working really hard and really wanting something genuine to come out. So absolutely.
That's awesome. Thank you, guys.
All right, everybody, you got to check out Psycle on Facebook.
That's PSYCLE.
Right, and also
got to spell it out.
That's right.
That's it. And also check out their website. Website is, what is it? It's Psycle, also with a P, music.com. Check it out. Make sure when you go on Facebook, give them a big like. Check out their Spotify. Go on there. YouTube. Share it.
Share it up.
That's right. Share. All
right, Seth, we will be in contact with you soon. Be safe.
We'll do.
You, the wife, the whole family.
Take it easy. Yeah.
And,
blessings to everybody.
We'll talk again with you pretty soon.
Thank you guys so much. You stay safe too. And thanks for everything. We appreciate it.
All right.
You got it. Anytime.
See you guys.
All right.
Bye.
Now
what do you think of that song?
I liked it so much. I thought it was really good. And I enjoyed it. I like the changes. I love when
What do you think? What do you think, Doug? I know it's a little far from Barry Manilow, but what do you think?
No, he was good.
Good.
He was good. I'm looking forward to the album. So we should have him back on when the album gets released.
We will. Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes, we will.
All right. We've got one more special guest that's coming on right now, all the way from Alabama, Heather Langley. Heather is the owner, founder, designer for Plectrum Heaven Rock and Roll Jewelry. Very cool stuff. And Heather has some pretty cool stories. So let's bring on Heather.
Hi.
Jeez.
Hey, how you doing, Heather? Nice to finally meet you. Craig's told me so much about you. What's up?
Not much.
One second, Abby, bring my volume down a little bit, please.
No.
I'm
Let's see.
loud. I'm sorry.
How's my day been today with you? Let me see.
How's Heather doing?
Great.
What you drinking?
Screwball.
Okay.
It's good.
Okay, cool, man. Party down. It's Friday night. Why not?
Alone, quarantine.
Yeah, there you go.
Any
Looks like
any natural disasters hit you this week? Hopefully.
No, not yet.
Okay.
It looks like you're in a recording studio. I love that behind
No,
you.
this is my shop. This is my
Show
wall.
us around, could you? Would
Okay,
you?
so that's my autographed Street Survivors album from Leonard
Let me
Skinner.
see. I can't see it. Bring us
Can't
in,
see
Doug.
it.
It's
Oh.
Doug's fault always. Okay, Heather, don't worry about it.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay.
So
Oh, wow.
that there is.
That's that.
This
album.
is when I returned a ring. I was an Inside Edition.
Great story.
A customer of mine had come across a ring 27 years ago and still had it. And I actually tracked the owners down and flew it to Oregon.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was in the newspaper. It was in on the
Cool.
news.
All right. Show us your jewelry. Show us everything.
Oh Lord! Wait, this is cool too.
Keep on. Show us.
This is actually the golden satin veil that was over the Leonard Skinner monument that was pulled off by the Van Zants and the Gaines in the dedication ceremony last October.
Oh my gosh! Really?
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. What about celebrity interactions with rock stars, talking to them and your jewelry and stuff? How's that?
It's awesome.
Tell us.
Tell us. What do y'all want to know?
No.
Tell everything.
We want to know.
Give some of the.
Go ahead, Kreig.
Give the people a little bit. Come on. Give them a
I
little.
have secrets.
Little tiny bit. A little bit.
I'm working on a piece. I'm working on a piece for. I can't say it because it's not made yet.
Hold up your jewelry. Show me your favorite jewelry out of everything you've ever made. The top 3, and don't tell me you love them all because I know I understand.
I do love them all.
I know.
This is my fretboard bracelet. Can you see it?
Let me see. Doug,
It's
man.
a fretboard, so it has markers. It has real guitar strings in it.
Oh, that's cool. I love that.
It looks better than that. This light's making it look like shit. But anyway.
Wow, that is so freaking
So,
cool.
This one has.
I've seen that online. I love it.
That one has copper, gold, and silver with. You can't see it with guitar strings are in between the pieces.
Okay. What else?
My snake.
Let me see.
Snake bracelet.
Cool. Wow.
Okay. This is the coolest thing though. So
Okay.
I'm on the Leonard Skinner monument board and I make pieces from the aircraft wreckage. And it helps
Yeah.
benefit the monument. So
tell
These-
everyone.
How
these
did,
are people.
Heather, you're interesting. How did that start? You got off of a plane, you looked outside and said, I'm working on
No,
I'd like to
that's
do
a long story involving some crazy stuff, but it started with me.
Go.
It started with me almost tripping on an armadillo at 1 a.m.
Okay, where were you, Heather?
in my front yard.
Heather, you're not supposed to go into the woods if you've had it
I was
too.
in my front yard. I was barefooted. I was going home, and an armadillo under my feet. And I tried not to step on it because I was scared of leprosy. So I kicked a concrete planter and busted my foot up.
Uh-huh.
That's that on Facebook. And then a fine arts promoter saw that and asked me to make an armadillo. And he led me to the Skinner Monument Board people that were planning the monument.
God, that's cool. You need
So
to
crazy.
for more things.
I have crazy stories.
Alice in Wonderland and just see like where it gets you.
So this is part of the Leonard
Hard
Skinner.
to see, especially because Doug probably keeps going to the restroom.
No,
Doug.
That's
is that you?
That's a piece from
I can't
the
see
Leonard
it
Skinner
though.
plane that
I
crashed.
know, but I want to see a close up.
There it is.
Douglas. Oh, cool. Wow. That is
Here's another piece.
oh my gosh. Whoa.
So was that actually at the site? Or
I actually have video of me
Someone
digging
gave it to
this
you.
up. I actually have video of me digging this up.
Okay.
With metal, metal detectors. Okay, so
Do you have like night vision glasses? Is it at night? That's how I imagine it.
I go during the day. I'm going out there in the night time.
I'm messing with you.
Okay, so then we end up with like some of the pieces still have white paint. This one's not been cleaned. It still has it's dirt on it, but you can see the white paint on there.
Okay.
Okay, so I turn it into
Ta-da. Ooh.
Pick pen.
that light's really lifting it up. Like
Beautiful pick. Now, could somebody take that pick off and use it? Say it's a guitar player, they just want to grab the pick.
you can. Actually,
Is it
Steven Tyler's guitar, bass, kind of piano tech actually has one that he plays with.
really?
He does.
Very cool.
He said it gave off a sound that he could not explain. So he ordered two.
Very cool.
Cool. Wow. That is so rocking.
And every sale from this benefits the Monument Fund.
Tell us about that fund.
Like, what do you want to know?
I don't know, Kreig.
Tell us about it.
I have to direct y'all to the president of the Monument Board if you have questions about that. That's all I can
Do you
do.
even know what it does? No, I'm just teasing.
Now, you could go to GoFundMe and type in Leonard Skinner Monument. It'll
That's
pull
it.
up the Monument Fund where you can.
That's what I wanted to hear. All right, good.
Hey,
Cool.
so what are the boys doing tonight?
I don't know. They were actually in the studio for several sessions when this whole coronavirus thing went down. So they told me they were working on some videos.
Wow.
Okay.
They're all
All right.
quarantined together. All or nothing in Birmingham. Yes.
There you go. There you go.
Okay.
Young
Cool.
band, very talented band.
Name?
They are.
All or
I
nothing.
wish they were
All or
here.
nothing. You just said
All or
that.
nothing.
All or nothing. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
might interview them next time.
What's that?
We can do a live performance for you.
We're gonna have to bring them on.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Real.
Yeah, we just don't want to bring them all into the same room.
No.
Right now, got to follow. We have to, be politically correct right now.
Actually, I think they've been quarantined together.
Have they really?
Yeah.
And they haven't killed each other.
No.
Okay, good.
Now I don't know. If they were at my house, I'd be dead.
Okay.
All right, cool.
All right.
Okay, thank you. It was so nice
Heather,
talking to you. We'll do
let's-
more.
Tell everybody your website.
Go ahead.
www.Plectrum Heaven.
Plectrum Heaven. Okay,
That's
guys.
Plectrum heaven.com. And go there, check out Heather's stuff, and think you're going to find something that you like. Buy it for yourself, buy it for a friend,
Buy it for me.
buy it for Abby.
Look, Kreig.
No,
Hey.
I don't do a lot, but I wouldn't mind that. That'd be cool. I like it. I love that bracelet with the wire.
you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very
Strings. Give me
All right, Heather,
strings.
we will be in touch
Yep,
soon.
love it.
Have a good night. Be careful. Stay
You
safe.
too.
Take it easy.
Watch out for falling trees.
Don't run
please.
into pots.
Hey, I'm on my toes about that.
Watch out for armadillos and being barefoot in the woods. You know what I mean?
And
Stuff like
things
that.
falling on your shop while you're working and all that. Yeah. Mhm.
There you go.
No,
You're
no-
average
No, more of that. I
stuff,
think it's over.
Okay.
All
Thank
right,
y'all.
All right, you be safe.
Bye.
We'll talk
Take
soon.
it easy.
Okay.
All right, bye.
Oh my gosh, I
Bye.
can't believe it. It's what time it is. Okay. All right. So guys, we want to talk about what we're supposed to not talk about today. Go ahead, Kreig. You take it away.
We want to talk about what we're not going to talk about.
No, we're not supposed to talk about it, but we are. First of all, if you want to call in and talk to us about
Oh,
anything.
you want to start with that? You really want to do that?
No. What? Oh my. Okay,
You're-
wait. Now I do because Doug, Doug, if it bothers you, I'm going to want to do it because of how you are with me. Doug, what bothers you about that? Huh? Go ahead. Why don't we talk about how you went to high school with me and I never knew that?
Yeah, but you won't tell me what year. You won't tell me what year you graduated.
I know, because that's not important, Doug. Why is that? Again, shallowness. I mean, like what?
It has nothing to do with that. I was trying to figure out if we went to school around the same time.
You always care about that. Okay, Doug, all you need to know is that you went to the same high school that we went to the same high school. That's cool, right? It was cool this afternoon when you kept texting me when I was driving. That was funny. How did you find that out? This whole time you haven't gone.
You know what? I don't know. I looked at, for some reason, I had clicked on your page or something, and I saw on your profile, it said Miami Killing, and I said, holy shit.
So you mean this whole time when we've done shows and you've known me for a long time, you have never gone on my page to see, you didn't even care where I went to school?
No, I've probably gone on your page. I don't know how I missed Miami Killing.
I know, right? Doug. Okay.
All right, bring it on, Ab.
No, I don't think I will now. I don't know. All right, no, I will. Well, first of all, guys, the first thing we would like you to call in about is call us at 754-704-5258. That's 754-704-5258 tonight. From now on, we're going to have the phones open and you can ask us about the rock and roll interviews that we've done with everybody from Mark Tremonti, who I just think is a great guy, Miles Kennedy, another great guy, Sammy Hagar, of course, Peter Frampton, people that we've just been blessed to have in our lives, Lou Graham. And when we tell you, just talking to them and then continually talking to them at times has been really great also. They're always the same, just great guys. I could tell you some of the interviews I've had that have been really hard where I didn't know what the heck I was going to do with the person. And then it ended up being great. It was a lot of fun.
Are you talking about Doyle?
Yeah, we'll get into him later. But at times I've taken interviews that Kreig was afraid to do, stuff like that. And then what else? Oh, please, let's talk politics. So we're at that fine line where we either if we gave you our opinions on things, that wouldn't be cool. But if we don't give our opinions, it feels weird. So what we want to do tonight is take the opportunity to have you call us and let us know your thoughts, because there's so much going on this week about that pandemic 26-minute video with Mickey Willis asking Dr. Judy Mikovits about her job at the National Cancer Institute and the coronavirus. So it's going to be airing soon anyway, but we just want to know what you think about it, and we want to just talk about it. Both sides, call in. We're not afraid. 754-704-5258. And if we can all learn something tonight, that's all I ask for. We don't want to get too crazy, and please, you can mix in rock and roll with us. Tell us stories where you've had the best, you've gone and met one of the best rockers out there. We'd love that too. Ask us about whatever you want. We're here. Kreig, what do you want to talk? What do you think about that video?
I thought, parts of it were, very, very, persuasive. There were some that I think, it was, embellished a bit, but some of it was, was actually quite convincing. She seemed, very, I guess, truthful in a lot of the things that she was saying. She seemed very educated and, knowledgeable about all of this. Some people can say that, there's, a revenge factor with her because I guess she was.
Okay, I think the number's up. So, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
What's that? Is someone calling in already? I would love that.
No, I didn't know. I just got it. I just got it up. So.
All right. Hey, Doug, keep announcing that number. 754-704-5258. Yeah, I mean, convincing. That's right. Honestly, she seems bright. I'm going to just start off with that. She doesn't seem like, flaked out or anything. And she seemed upset and it did sound so convincing. But I'm not, I have friends talking to me today about it and they're saying, a virus can't be created in a lab. Well, I mean, it's not that not everybody's out there. I'm not out there saying, oh, they created it in a lab. It has to have a host. Something has to be introduced with something in it, like an animal host. According to so many scientists out there, if you listen to them, they will tell you that it has to have an animal host. There's natural selection in humans after the virus jumps from the animals, and that's the only way that it could get into the lab. I will say one thing. I sat at a Starbucks in the first week of March, and coincidence or not, I met someone sitting across from me, a top businessman, he does really well, and his wife's a doctor. He had just come from Shanghai. He shows me on his phone, he like slides it across, and I look, and he's showing me about quarantine over there. He said, you know what, it's going to be better over there in weeks, and it's going to hit the US, and it's going to be crazy pandemic. He was right about that. And he also told me that, yeah, they know that it was created in a lab. So I don't know why anybody would say that to me. I was just sitting across from him. I didn't know this guy. He's got no reason to tell me. He didn't know me from anything. We were just talking, and he works there. He literally has a manufacturing company over there, and is telling me that everybody over there knows it. Yet what's really interesting is if you say that to someone over here, because we are so divided right now, and people are so afraid. I think my attitude is I'm in the middle. I want to hear all sides. I don't really know. I don't have an answer for it. But I do like hearing information, and I do like to research information. So who knows? I don't know. And you could say two things about it. You can say, why would somebody do this and kill all these people? Or you could say, why wouldn't they do this to want to make money off of the big pharma out there? So don't have an answer, but please feel free to call in about that. Call in about any of the news going on. There's so much. There are allegations about Biden from that one woman. Kreig, what do you think about that?
I don't believe her.
You don't?
No.
Why? Why not?
Reason I don't believe her.
Did you believe her maybe in the beginning just to give her the benefit of the doubt?
I listened to it. I had an open mind. But then after hearing and actually seeing a lot of her social media responses to his quotes.
From what year though?
These go back as far as 10 years ago.
And what were they?
Over the past 10 years, Biden was talking about just different things. Politics.
But is that part of her job to cheer him on? I mean, if she's working for him?
If this woman, if what she claims happened to her 27 years ago, she's on there, she's saying, way to go, Joe. Congratulations, Joe. She's one of his biggest cheerleaders, one of his biggest supporters. If this happened, to me,
mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm not going to be out there cheering this person on. Okay, without a doubt, I'm not going to be.
Maybe we're opening up a can of worms tonight talking about this. Should we just stick to rock and roll since we're not going to have an answer?
Maybe we should.
I mean,
no politics.
I know, right? All right, screw politics. Back to rock and roll. Kreig, let's talk about rock and roll.
Doug, tell us about the time that you met Barry Manilow and you were drawn to tears.
Will you stop? You always bring him up. I think you're the one who likes him. I mean, I don't dislike him, but
I don't dislike him. I've seen him 3 times live.
Okay, cool.
But we won't.
You've seen him 3 times more than I have.
Yeah, but we won't get into that.
Yeah, or myself.
Yeah.
All right, listen, let's talk rock and roll. Who wants to call us regarding Bandivius and interviews right now? 754-704-5258. Please call us. Give us a hard time. Ask us questions. Whatever you'd like to do, but just dig in. Call us.
People are shy. Nobody wants.
Why? What are you afraid of?
Either the phone's not working or they're just not calling.
Why? Doug, is that line working?
I don't know. Kreig, call. See if it was.
Yeah, Kreig, call. I'm not kidding.
Okay, I'm gonna call in. I'm gonna call in. I'm gonna go ahead.
Okay. Meanwhile, I am gonna share a story that I was gonna share earlier. Today I went to get my car serviced, and I gotta tell you, there's nothing like a guy who's about to service your car and get into your car to drive your car and fix it. Having you sign a page, but before he had me sign the page, he takes his fingers and licks them and turns the page.
I see it, so yeah.
Doug, what do you think of that? He licks the page and then hands me the document, and I was like, I didn't know what to do, so I just grabbed the pen out of my purse.
Oh, now we actually got a real call now.
All right, come on, bring him in.
Are you serious?
Hello, yeah, Doug, that's Kreig. Hello.
There we go. Here we go.
We do? Hello, anyone there?
Uh,
Who is it?
Hello.
What's happening?
No,
Turn
see?
it up.
Turned up. Hello.
Come on, talk to us. Who is this?
What's happening? This is Mitch.
Hey, Mitch.
Yeah, what's going on? How you doing?
Hey, Mitch. How are you? Where are you calling from? What area?
I'm in West Palm Beach, Florida.
Ah, okay. So talk to us. What do you want to talk rock and roll music? So hit us with it. What's up, man?
Just checking in. Just wanted to listen and kind of get the flow of what you guys are talking about.
We talk a lot of smack around here, but we will talk rock music with you seriously all day. That is like, So what kind of music do you like? Which groups and which what are you into?
For me, it's pretty much 100% classic rock and blues.
Ah, okay. Like if you tell us your record collection, like the CDs you have, or your I want to hear your lists that you have, your Spotify lists and stuff. What do you have on them?
Actually, I was checking out your website and was looking at a lot of the interviews that you were having. Some of the interviews that you were having on there. In particular, the interview that you guys did with Brad Delp. So I'm a huge Boston fan.
Brad was.
I thought that interview was spectacular. That was really reading that was really something. Really gave me a pretty good insight as to what kind of guy Brad Delp was. Just one of the greatest rock vocalists of all time, easily.
Yeah, let me tell you, that was probably the greatest thrill of my life, meeting Brad. It was something that was not expected. Just seeing the guy get out of the car and stop and come over and speaking with us, and then having us go inside for sound check. It was just absolutely incredible. Something that I'm never going to forget that. It's just amazing. He was just the nicest guy. Then we found out that he died several years ago. It was just horrible. It was like really losing a member of the family. It really was.
Yeah, that's horrible.
But he was absolutely amazing.
Man, he truly was. And those records, they just kind of seem to get better as time goes on. Man, that's
your favorite one which one did you like the most out of all of the Boston?
Well, it's got to be the first one, man. There's just no weakness on that whole record. Like every track is strong and it kind of builds. And then you find out years later that it took Tom Schultz like 5 years to make that record. I don't know how true that is. That's a lot of what I picked up.
Kreig? Do you know? Yeah. It did.
It took him years. He's still old school. He actually has, from what I understand, a small warehouse with reel to reel. He doesn't do anything digital. Everything is still done analog with him. Hopefully we hear some new music from them in the next year or so. I know they're not doing anything right now this year. But hopefully next year they put something out or they get back out on the road again. So it gives us something to look forward to. But I think that's going to happen probably in 2021.
That's cool.
Yeah, that again, I guess just going back to that interview, it was more like it turned out to be an interview, but it was more like just something that that was a serendipitous kind of a thing to have happen, man. The fact that he just engaged you and started talking like that. Yeah. And then it was almost like something that wasn't a scheduled interview, but yet it turned out to be that it was something that you were able to transcribe, to get it down onto paper, however you did it. And then, you find out all these things about this wonderful guy, man, with this great soul, just engaging you like that. Not your typical picture of, somebody with that kind of celebrity status. This is a guy who totally appreciated, where he came from, and man, that was just really something. I'm glad I got a chance to read that, so I got to thank you for that.
Yeah, and I'm very thankful that the blue folder that I put it in, it sat in a box in the attic for so many years, and I'm just very glad that I was able to actually go through the box and find it and put this whole thing together. And before we actually ever published this, I sent a copy to his daughter. I tracked his daughter down. I believe she's I think she's in California, Jenna. And I sent her a message through Facebook. And about 2 weeks later, I got a message from her. And it was just really cool. It was, it just seemed like it was something that was meant to be. And
that pretty much was landmark for the magazine as well, because before that, we were just building everything. We did Fort Rock, and we were just like about to go do Fort Rock. So I would say, would you agree with me that the Brad Delp interview, we're having some mic issues, holder issues, the Brad Delp interview and the and Fort Rock was pretty much what did it for us in the beginning, right?
It really is.
And then the rest is just, people and musicians that we love and just timing.
Yeah, this is
so
we're in our
did you read any of the other any of Kreig's other ones, or just anything else that struck you?
I actually started on the Kevin Neal, but I wanted to get to Mark Farner, because he's absolutely Grand Funk Railroad for me. Was next to the Beatles records that were coming into the house. It was Grand Funk Railroad, I would have to say would be the first rock and roll. Closer to Home was the first rock and roll album that came into my house.
Wow.
And and that had a lot of impact. And then when you start looking at the documentaries and everything else later on, you realize just how powerful these guys were. And a trio, it's always impressive when it's when it's a trio. You got like Rush and the Police, and Grand Funk is certainly in that category. But man, they're a powerhouse. And then you look at when you start learning about them, you realize just what exactly what kind of a magnitude they had as far as like rock and roll. And I think at one point Led Zeppelin's manager got upset with them because they were opening for Led Zeppelin and they were just blowing away the whole freaking place. And to where I guess you would have to look it up. I'm pretty sure I came across this with Zeppelin's manager. That really big guy, Peter, I can't remember his name, but he's a pretty powerful guy, and he was kind of getting on them because they were just killing it, and they were just blowing Zeppelin away. So man, those guys.
Well, but then also it was.
I'm looking forward to the Mark Farner interview.
When you read it, also just like what blew even the band away was how the tickets sold out faster than the Beatles, and they couldn't believe it. I mean, like. And also that the rafters at the stadium were shaking. It was, and I'm gonna just share. If you look at the comments, I was blown away when we put that up, and we had open comments. We left them open, and it blew me away.
I know which one you're gonna talk about.
To have somebody say, 47 years ago, I went to that concert that Mark Farner and you were talking about, where they packed the stadium and. Shea Stadium, right?
I think that's where it was.
And Shea Stadium, and how I got down on my knee. That concert was so freaking awesome. I got down on my knee and asked my woman to marry, if she'd marry me, and she said yes, and we've been together ever since. And I was like, oh my God, that's so cool. It was so cool. I would love that. I was like, can you imagine? Like, it's crazy. It's like one of the best concerts you've ever been to, with all that rush of energy, of rock and roll energy, and someone and that's the landmark thing that you do. I was like, wow, that's cool. So yeah, and Mark Farner, I just want to say, is one of the warmest, most decent, spiritual guys I've had the great fortune to interview. And since then, other legends have let us know that, hey, he's a friend of mine, and we love that interview. And I just feel like I was shocked when we got it, and I was like, really, he's gonna do it? I was really excited. So
that happened quick.
It happened.
That was like in 24
Yeah,
hours.
that doesn't always happen. Like,
Yeah.
we're always trying to date people, I guess. It's like, you're always you chase down. There are times you're chasing. The legends have talked to everybody. So when you get them, you're like, oh, thank you. You're just, we're grateful to interview everybody, up and coming, in between. But it's just, legends have been doing this for so long. You know how many interviews they've probably done. So it makes it even more like, wow, to us when we get it. So yeah, we're always, we always want to get with legends who paved the path. That's the thing that we like also,
There's a lot more that we want to talk
Yeah,
about.
they certainly fall into that category, man. These three guys from somewhere outside, I think it was Flint, Michigan, or somewhere. I know it's from Michigan, and and I think that, we're in America, man, but then that live album, just in the time that what they turned out, just in the time that they were working together, to me, it's pretty legendary. It stands out.
I know. It was such an authentic, interesting sound coming out of that time, and his voice, just both of them singing, the drummer and just their sound, like when you hear "I'm Your Captain," that song still, just even the way the whole format of the song goes, like the bridge is kick butt. It's just a classic, It's a classic. It's great.
Yeah, the way that song progresses is a thing of beauty.
I think off book, it's not in the interview, but I think off book, I was like, when you sing that, you just don't sound like your age. You were young then, but you sound like you were somebody. It's like a spiritual song. I'm like, you're singing that and you're a young guy, and he's like, yeah, it just flew out of me. It's just, that's how music works, which is why music is so kick ass, rock music, and how it comes out like that. You can sound like the wisdom of the song itself is the beauty. It just comes flying out like that. And you can sound, like you're all knowing without even realizing it, just through the lyrics or whatever changes that come up, in the tune. So it's cool. He's great. He's one of those where it's like, wow,
That's good. I look forward to reading that.
Well, listen, you call us again, Mitch. Thanks for reaching out to us today. And, call us anytime, man. I'm glad you reached out to us.
Absolutely will do. Keep up the good work that you're doing. Cheers.
All right. Thank you. Thank
All
you
right,
so much.
all right,
Keep rocking on. Keep listening and enjoying rock music.
Absolutely will. You guys take care. Have a good weekend. Stay well.
You too.
All right,
Enjoy.
Mitch,
Be
you
safe. Okay. So, Doug, what are you up to? Are you causing trouble over there? Where are you? Where are you?
There he is.
Doug, you're a story in yourself. We need to interview you.
No interviews.
Yes, we do. You had 5 marriages. Anyone who's had
No. We don't talk about
watch the show. Come on. You're 5th or 6th. What do you call her? 5? Do you just say, hey, 5? Do you? Are you on 6 or 5? Just come on. You have
geez, look at the time. Oh wow.
Are you on 6 or 5?
I don't know.
Come on. If Dolly Parton can say it, why can't you?
I think it's 4, but anyways.
It's just 4? Liar. 5.
No, it's 4.
Hey, Doug. Back in high school, were you in AZA?
Huh? No, I wasn't in those classes.
Guys, call in. What's the call? Call in to 754-704-5258, or I have to listen to this. That's 754-704-5258. Now, Kreig, do you want to talk about your tough interview, or should I go along with mine?
Which one?
Some fun things that have happened.
I haven't really had.
You haven't. I have. I get stuck with the crazy
tough interview.
ones.
I had a lot of interviews that that I really enjoyed. I can't think of a tough one. I know you had a really tough one.
Well, I've had like 2 that were funny. There's one, I'm not even going to say his name. He's a big super rock pop guy from the 80s. And he's walking around and I don't know where he was taking me. I swear he was out of breath. He's going all over. And then all of a sudden I hear the toilet flush. I remember that interview. And that was live. So if you look back at our shows, I think it was like show number 2. So hint, hint, without me saying it. That was just so bizarre to hear the toilet flush. And why didn't I ask him about it? Like,
You should have.
I think I don't like when this happens with me. Like, if you get into something that's shocking but interesting, you should be able to go for it. I think because I'm thinking of his hit song that everyone still loves today, and I'm like, I can't ask him.
It's very relevant.
But I
for
really
today.
wanted to be like, dude, man, cult of, okay, I'm giving it away. You're like the cult of what, like you're flushing the toilet while you're on an interview with me. Maybe he can call me and tell me like that, because it was really loud. And it was just weird because like we're smack in the middle of an interview, and I don't mean to be whatever. It's my OCD. I'm sorry. I'd be see, the way I am is I'd be paranoid. I'd be like, I'd make sure if I had an interview. Oh, but you know what? I'm gonna say something, and I think she'd be fine with it. Elle King, if you're out there, you call me and we'll talk about this. Elle King, was it Elle King or Lita Ford? I don't know which one, but they were so cool because what they did. Maybe this is the difference between like men and women, like, because when you interview a woman, she's like, listen, I got to go. So I'm going to call you back in like 3 minutes. But like,
that was
but this guy from that day, and he was like, he didn't care. He's like, you know what? You're calm. I'm giving you my time. It's a busy day. You're going with me into the bathroom. I'm going to flush that toilet. Let's keep going. I don't even know if he washed his hands. Like, and I didn't care because like I was on the phones. But that was funny. Yeah, I don't know. That's probably me. I have my little, So, and then the other one was what? What was the other one? The Misfits. Doyle, I just would like to thank you because you did open up, but you were a riot. You were so funny. Doyle, you scared me in the beginning. We could always talk about that. That was so funny. But yeah. Anyway, is anyone going to call us? Okay, so like you guys all promised to call us, all you bands out there. Like today we heard about 40 bands going, oh man, we're going to call. Come on, talk to us. 754-704-5258. That's 754-704-5258. Call in and talk to us. You don't want to talk rock and roll? Tell us your stories. Tell us the craziest. What's one of the craziest stories that we've heard about through rock legends, meeting people? Do you remember? I should have done we should have looked back at the archives and to remember this, but
I don't know. I know Kevin had a lot of crazy stories from his years on the
Kevin.
circuit.
Kevin Neal.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's Kevin up to now? Anybody want to call in who knows what Kevin Neal? What are you up to? Give us a shout. And what about wait, Caesar is talking to us now. Rock. Yeah, Caesar, rock on with you too. I'm trying not to look at that. It'd be too distracting. Guys, all of you who are messengering, stop messengering us, please. I mean, we like it, but we want you to call. We'd rather talk to you. We like talking. So give us a shout. Anybody? People are so shy. Like they say they're like really into it. And then they tell you all day that they want to call, but then they get shy.
So what's been your favorite interview?
I'm going to say that.
I think I know, but go ahead.
Female?
Huh?
Female's one of them.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I loved interviewing Mark Tremonti because while we're there, like I didn't think he was going to answer me, but I started asking him pointers about guitar playing because I'm always trying to I've had to play guitar live with my band, like back in Boston, and now I'm working on it again so I can, play some and have fun with it. I don't mind if it's like an acoustic thing. I just guess I don't know. I'm a certain way about it. I'm so used to writing and working on the stuff with the band, like for Sordid Fable, doing more like keyboard, and then I just grab my acoustic. But I'm just more comfortable standing and singing and stuff. But whatever, I'm getting through it. I'm working on my stuff as everybody is. But I love that Mark Tremonti was so cool and started to literally, like, we had already talked for about 25, maybe 30 minutes. And I asked him about something and he just starts giving me this lesson. And oh my God, I just was like, he went on. It's like he would have sat there if someone didn't say something, he would have just sat there and given me a lesson, right? If I could have been like, everybody, no, I want my lesson. But of course I wasn't going to do that. But I was like, I got off the phone and I was thinking, man, this guy is just great. He's always like that. Like Kreig has met him other times, and he's just consecutively always a really great guy.
So we have a phone call from area code 512.
All right, come on. Who is it?
I don't know. Hello.
Hey, Abby. Hey, guys.
Hi. How are you? Who is this again?
Is this Sarah from New York?
Yes, Sarah from New York. All right. What's up?
So, well, you guys said to call, so I had to call.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because whatever you say, you have to do. You know that.
You guilted me. So I said I would. So fine.
Tell us about talk to us about music. Go ahead.
But first I'm like, I totally agree with Mitch about your like article on Brad. What's his name from Boston?
Delt. Yeah, Brad Delt.
And so Abby wanted me to write haikus, so I wrote one.
I love. Okay, so now now you're like bringing the cat out of the bag. All right. So Sarah, the thing is, she on my message in Facebook, I see the haikus, and she can come up. She fascinates me because Sarah can come up with a haiku. If anybody wants to ask her about a subject, she will do a haiku. Like she could do haiku slam poetry. So give her a topic, Doug. Bam. Give her a topic. Go.
I mean, so this one's kind of silly, though. It's just about the previous caller, Mitch. So I wrote, Mitch likes classic rock. Checking out website, Boston. Fellow fan of Brad.
Cool. All right. What else? Give her a topic, Kreig. I love it.
It takes like 5 minutes. Honestly.
No, you do it faster than that.
We don't have that much time.
No, shut up.
Yeah, we don't have that much time.
He can't do
I can hang up and call you back in 10 minutes, but
you have to go to the bathroom, right? You're not going to flush the toilet on me.
Flush.
No, she's just got.
Like I don't know for sure, but probably not.
Okay, so Sarah, I know this about you. You are totally into 80s punk rock and British invasion and all that stuff. Go ahead, talk about that. Tell us.
Yeah, I am.
The best show you have ever gone to. Best show you've ever gone to.
Best show?
Oh,
the best show I ever went to was Boston, actually.
Which one? Where? What year?
It was at the Seattle Tacoma Dome in 1984 or 85.
Oh,
like
nice.
What?
Third stage tour.
What? I can't hear.
The third stage tour.
Yes, the third stage tour. So what happened was,
you're welcome.
This guy from my dorm, he had a date, and he had rented a car and got the tickets to go to this concert, and she ditched him at the last minute.
Oh, that sucks.
So he was so he was like a friend of mine. So I said, sure, I'll go with you. And it turned out we had the best time.
That's cool.
And it wasn't not like romantic or anything, but it was like this concert was fantastic. It was amazing.
Tell us the best tunes that you remember where you were just like, oh my God.
I just remember his voice was so good.
Yeah.
Like I didn't expect it like that. It was like amazing.
But you didn't know his voice was that good before that?
No, when I just heard the music before, it sounded kind of electronic to me. And so I figured it was digitally or some way changed. I didn't know.
Yeah. All right.
So then I went to the concert and both of us were blown away. It was amazing. It was just the best.
Now this year you've seen a bunch of shows that you've liked, right? I mean, you've gone into New York City or gone to different concerts. Which ones have you been checking out?
Right. So the ones my husband loved. What's the one? You know the song, I'll Melt With You.
Okay, yeah, Melt With You's kick butt. That's 80s, like
cool. It was Modern English.
Yeah, Modern English. That's right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they were amazing. They were like
them this year.
That what?
But would you go see would you ever go see anything more rock, or do you just kind of like?
Of course. I love Cheap Trick.
Yeah.
Oh, Sarah, next year I heard Adamant's going to be going on tour, so make sure you put
Are you
that.
teasing? He is. No, is he really?
You know, I might get that might happen. But
Really?
no, you know who I had tickets for. I don't know if I'll.
Millennials are listening to this going, who the hell are you talking? Can we talk new music? Tell me about new groups that are out there now that you've liked. Anybody brand new that you think is great?
Oh yeah. There's this band I really like. They're called oh, you got to give me a second. You know, you should have told me.
What do you mean I should have told you? Rock show. What do you think you're going to talk about?
I know the people. Like there's oh, give me a break. Give me a minute. I mean, what's the name? I can't think of it. There is a band I really like. Oh.
All right, look, you think about it, you get back to us. Kreig, give us some bands that are now on Bandivius. So we want to give you an app. Our Bandivius is growing, as you guys know, if you do know. If you write original music, please try to send it in, see what happens. You never know. And bands that are featured have been doing great. And we love to feature bands who are up and coming, and that's what we're about. Okay, it's great to do the magazine for one reason, and then it's great to do Bandivius for another one. So
yeah, we've got some really great on there.
Yeah. So Sarah,
I mean, I can find some good bands. Looks like
you need to go to Bandivius and check out those bands.
Oh, okay. But what was I gonna say? But
she's been saying this for the past. I don't know what you were gonna say, Sarah.
I don't know.
Sarah.
No, I had it in my head for a second. It's there's something mom.
I'm not gonna know this. Probably. I don't know. I know the bands on Bandivius, and then we're listening to like so much these days, and woo. So I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right. All right, Sarah. Well, if you think about it, call us back.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna see about some other callers, and
take some other callers because I'm just like spacing out tonight.
I'm glad you called in though. That's cool. Thanks for throwing me under the bus with love. I love you always. And listen, if you think of that band, when we do a show again.
If you think of that
I
band,
mean, they're downtown boys, but I don't like their politics. They're good though.
Go on Bandivius, and then when
if you think of one of those bands, make sure they just go ahead and put a haiku together for us.
Yes, do your haikus.
They're called
Sarah, let us know.
I'll figure it out.
We gotta go rag on Doug some more. It's always fun. All right, talk to you later. Doug, what sound effect? Doug, where are you? Bye, Sarah. Talk to you later. Whole show we have not had any Doug.
Yes.
Where have all the sound effects been this entire time? Dude, we have like 15 minutes left. We haven't had a single sound effect. We like that.
All right, Doug, tell some of the people out there, one of your crazy pandemic stories.
Doug thinks that he had this coronavirus because his wife would tell us a story about how she was in a room filled with like her event planning and everything. Go ahead.
She did an event and there was 400 people, 200 from China and the other 200 from Vietnam. And she did it the second week of January.
And then what happened?
And about 2 weeks later, we were both sick. She was running about 103 fever. I was running about 101. We were probably knocked out for about a good 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Did you have fever? You had fever? You had too.
I had fever and she had really, really high fever.
Okay, now let's talk about the antibody test. How in Florida, I don't think you can get it if you don't have symptoms. Although my friend in New York was able to get it, even though she was sick back in March. So I don't understand why we can't get tested down in South Florida for the antibody. I just don't get it. Are you able to figure that out?
No, honestly, I really could care less about getting tested for it.
Why? So you
Yeah,
don't
just
you're like, I don't care if I, have it in my system, someone gets too close. Yeah, I don't want to know about it. That's good, Doug. That's
For
really
Doug,
nice.
For Doug, it's all about sharing.
Oh my God.
I'm healthy. I'm fine.
Been married 7 times, whatever. Went to Abby's high school,
I'm sorry. You know what? Next show, show 4, we get into Abby's personal life.
It's wide open, man.
Yeah.
I have, you know what? Skeletons are wide open. Everything's open. There's like, I'm there. I'm right there with you. You ask away. Go ahead. No problem. But I'd rather stick to my music
All right,
anyway.
Doug, you tell us about the strangest show that you've streamed besides us.
It's funny. I used to do a lot of shows at O'Malley's, and O'Malley's had some really, really wacky shows.
Sort of Fable played O'Malley's with a little while back.
Yeah.
I mean, not a little while. Was that?
No,
okay.
They had some pre-shows. They had some stuff they did on like some Saturdays and stuff. Just some really way out.
Go there when there was like a soccer thing. That's what ours was like after a big soccer. The U.S. won the soccer tournament, and then there were so many people, and it was funny. It was funny. What were some weird events that were there that you were? Oh, stop.
I see you wanted sound effects now.
It's funny because it's like we only have 15 minutes late. Like now it's just obnoxious. it's like, hey, you've been here for an hour and a half. Now I'll clap. It's like when I used to do stand up. I love it. Like, yeah, sure. I'm leaving now. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. It's a rock show, as in the rock files I sent you, Doug.
Yeah.
That's why you've been married so many times. Oh my God.
You like to talk shit, don't you? And I can take you
Love
off
it.
the air too. It's
so
quickly as I
nice
put you
to
on.
air, but then the minute we get off, you are so mean.
Right.
What?
Best concert that you've ever been to?
Oh my God, Rush, phenomenal.
You just stole mine.
Rush. Oh, when I heard, oh my God, Neil Peart, may he rest in peace. That's all I can say. I was blown away.
You know what? I've been to so many shows. I've seen Boston probably 25 times. I've seen Robert Plant. Rush is one that comes to my mind right away. Reason being, this was probably about 11 or 12 years ago, and I took Jake and Lindsay.
Your kids.
I took Jake and Lindsay to the concert, and I guess
Lindsay
was probably about, I don't know, maybe 12, 12, 13 years old. Jake, maybe she's a little bit older, maybe about 14, 15. Jake's a little bit younger. And second or third song in, Lindsay comes over to me, it's real loud, and she screams something. I can't hear her. She gets in my ear. She screams. She goes, "These old guys are fucking awesome."
Were they that old? To her.
Well, to her.
How old was she when she said that?
She was probably about 14 or 15.
No, well, there you go.
And my other favorite concert was Hanson.
Okay, listen. Sarah suddenly knows the group that's new that she loves. Downtown Boys, everybody. Sarah likes Downtown Boys. All right.
Aren't you going to ask me
Sarah, it's like his clapping. You need to know this in real time, but I said it, so there you go. Amen.
Aren't you going to ask me why Hanson was one of my favorite concerts?
No, I'm not interested. I just think it's nice that you. Okay. All right, listen. Let's talk rock and roll.
Okay.
The other reason I love Neil Peart. And Geddy Lee's voice was just so cool. And of course, always the lyrics are interesting and great. It's just so cool. I like when you go to see a show, you don't, they're great, but then when you see them, another one I thought was phenomenal was U2. And people it's interesting because everybody's like, oh, it's so spiritual when you go to see them. And I'm like, yeah. You let me, I'll figure it out. Music, spiritual, whatever. But I did walk out of there with a buzz. And then not from anything other than the music. And then I would say Paul McCartney.
Oh, that was a great show.
I mean, 3 hours.
Oh, yeah.
I was crying. Awesome. I was crying. I was like, well, I didn't mean to cry, but I think it was just like there were points in my life, my entire life, where I realized it was strange. It's when I realized that you don't, until you go to a concert where the artist has been with you for at least 20, 25 years, when that happens, you're blown away. Because you're thinking of times in your life, like breakups, relationships, times you moved, times, and that's that music. Like, oh, this is the person's first album. This is their second. This is their third. This is like, growing up, my brothers with the Beatles, they're playing all that music, and I was like, who are those? And Zeppelin, and and so Paul McCartney, man,
Yeah,
that just
I
blew
didn't
me
even think
away.
about that.
Blew me away.
We got the tickets. I think the day of the show.
It was just phenomenal. The whole thing. Yeah. I think, we scalped tickets because I don't know why. We weren't even thinking we were going to be able to go because of a schedule thing.
We were so close.
We were right there, literally, like way. I mean, it was God, and instead of like, instead of being hugged, like it was just, Kreig starts taking photos of me, like getting teary. I'm like, wait, taking photos of me teary-eyed. But it was great. It was amazing. Yeah, I felt like they probably felt at Woodstock, where you're just like, oh my God, Jimi Hendrix, oh my God, waking up to Hendrix. I would have like run to the stage if I woke up to his like Star Spangled. I would have run up to this. I don't care if I would have been the only one going, oh my God, yeah, it seems like everyone was asleep by the time Jimmy got to play in Woodstock in the morning. It's so funny. But by the way, go check out the Woodstock. You guys seen the documentary? It's amazing. What was it on? Was it on Netflix? I think.
Maybe. I don't know.
I think it's Netflix. Check it out. It's cool. We don't just like classic rock. We love metal and everything else. Name some metal groups now that are coming up that you love.
Some metal or like
anything metal,
goth
hard,
metal. I love
hard.
like Nightwish. Out in Europe.
Tell them. I don't. Great band. Some of the bands I'm starting to get into. There's a lot of them that I love.
But we've got a lot of them on Bandivius. You guys got to check that out. I mean, some fantastic bands on there. The band Repent, Hollow Intent, Feral Sun, Psycle.
The band Repent, Hollow Intent. Who else?
M99.
M9. Okay.
Evandale, Everglaze. Just oh my God, the list goes on and on. They're just all fantastic on their Sweet Blood. Zen Revolt, God,
it's a lot of cool bands.
Sordid Fable,
yeah.
We're
not metal.
So many great bands.
Hard rock, we are, but not metal.
Yeah, we've got some metal bands on there. They're just really outstanding, and some of them are, right here local in South Florida. But they're all over the place. We got some that are out in Europe. Just great bands.
Yep. All right. Well, listen, we've had a great time tonight, and we will see you. I don't know. When are we doing this again, Doug and Kreig? I'm game to do this like once every 3 weeks, but these guys seem to want to do the show more. I don't know. So you guys listen up and let us know. And also you can let us know in Messenger on the True Rock Revival page what it is you would like to hear or call in about, and we'll see what we can do. Okay. Take it easy, guys, and rock on. Please be safe out there. The hotline numbers, let me give them to you again for those of you who are going through more than just a little hard time. Please reach out and talk to someone live at 1-800-273-TALK or 1-800-273-8255. Depression is not an easy thing. If you're going through that, we would love to have you be in good hands. It's a national confidential hotline. You can talk to someone about any emotional distress and get solutions. The call gets routed to the nearest crisis center in your national network. So it's a U.S. site. For those of you who are international, please reach out and talk to someone if you are going through it with this. It's not an easy time with this pandemic, and perfectly natural that you may need that. Also, again, I would like to reiterate the musician funds that are available. 3 of them. Sweet Leaf, listen to me. That's the tea I drink. Sweet Relief Musicians Fund. That's shut up, Doug. See, ragging on me. Sweet Relief Musicians Fund. And get out of, stop it. That's a tea he bought for me. Hey, girl. I can't believe I don't break this open more. Okay. Sweet Relief Musicians Fund. And then there's also number 2, Musicians Foundation Fund. Okay, it's a U.S. based fund. There are 2. All right. So take it easy out there. Be safe. All right. Doug, a little rock and roll music, Wow. All right. Rock on, everybody. Music, not music.
yeah.